The ways of tale bearing. Proverbs 18, verse 8. The words of a tale bearer are as wounds, and they go down into the innermost parts of the belly. Who is a tale bearer? A tale bearer is a person who officiously, excessively kind, tells tales, one who impertinently, trifling, foolish, having no bearing on subject, rude, meddling, intrusive, communicates intelligence or anecdotes, and makes mischief in society by his officiousness. A talebearer is one who, we are told, their words are as wounds. Here the words they carry are compared to wounds which are defined as injury done by violence. Where is this violent injury done? In the innermost parts of the belly. The very bowels or intestines are where the wounds of the talebearer will go. How this tale-bearing is executed is very noteworthy. It is done with excessive kindness, not expressed anger and vexed spirit. Kindness. There is a story in 2 Samuel 20 which speaks to the battle between David and Absalom. And Joab said to Amasa, "Art thou in health, my brother?" And Joab took Amasa by the beard with his right hand and kissed him. But Amasa took no heed of the sword that was in Joab's hand. So he smote him there within the fifth rib, and shed out his bowels to the ground, and struck him not again, and he died. Joab approached Amasa with excessive kindness, even took him by the beard and kissed him. This excessive kindness prevented Amasa from taking note of the sword in Joab's hand, and Joab was able to stab him without a fight. Note: Amasa may have noticed the sword, but as Joab was being so kind, he probably thought it of no consequence. Certainly, he was not expecting a fight. Joab was, after all, very kind. 2 Samuel 20 gives a physical description of Proverbs 18:8. It may be trifling, foolish, meddling, rude conversation, or even one that has nothing to do with the conversation on hand. Yet it is a conversation delivered in a very sweet and kind manner. This is the means of delivering a wound in the innermost part of the belly. Joab did violent injury to Amasa when he stabbed him between the fifth rib. The wound was calculated to be a death wound, for as the verse clearly shows, he stabbed him only once, and all his bowels came gushing out. As in the physical, so in the spiritual. This is a very graphic picture that shows the horrific result of tale-bearing, which is a violation of the sixth commandment, "Thou shalt not kill." When one gossips and carries tales, they violently wound the person spoken of, as their characters are very often violently assassinated. It is surely violent wounds that are calculated to bring death. Think about it. No one gossips to uplift another. We are called to love our brothers and sisters, not to administer wounds cloaked in so-called kindness. It is the kindness, after all, that distracts and permits those who wound to gain free access to the tender portions of the body. As noted, the injury is done to the intestines, which in the physical world is a portion of the digestive system which extracts nutrients and water to supply the blood and extracts feces to be flushed from the body. It is also a production site and storehouse of the immune system and works very closely with the brain, hence greatly affecting mental health. The ramifications of the result of tail-bearing are tremendous. It ruins the soul and leaves the spirit or mind in shambles, incapable of being nourished and also incapable of throwing off waste matter and toxins. It should also be noted that tail-bearing does not only affect the one spoken of, because as we clearly see, the one who receives this form of communication is also often utterly ruined, as this injection of malicious evil changes their thought process. This sneaky war tactic is of the devil, for did he not do the same in heaven when he convinced a third of the angels that God was totally selfish and tyrannical, characteristics he possessed, yet never permitted anyone to see? The same tactics were applied when he insinuated to Eve that God had withheld blessings due them from her and her husband. Were not these deadly wounds administered in apparent kindness and concern? This is the same maneuver he employs in the last days. Sadly, many Christians fall prey to these devices, and even more Christians are his weapons of destruction among their brethren. Once truth has been presented to us, we become children of the light. Let us therefore walk in the light. We are not children of darkness.